Hey everyone, we're back. I took a long weekend because, we just started this new bag thing, and I wanted the instructions for this one say to give it a few days before you take a look-see at it. We've got some very interesting results. But before we get into that, I want to point out my original guys. Look at that guy. He's going crazy. His root is like wrapping all the way around the bottom of the cup. Do you see that? So he's loving life right now, and he's about to sprout a leaf. I'm just going to take the whole thing out because I am going to be moving my beans into some soil today. So, woohoo! He's gripping on there. Oh, okay, it's fuzzy because maybe that helps it to hang on to whatever it's potted in, I guess. There she is. She's the best, isn't she? All right, and then in there we've got a little leaf starting to form. It's wanting to come out. So that guy's gonna be, clearly this is a winner for putting into one of our cups. Again, we've got our other two friends. This guy's just stuck to, so this was my first bean that had sprouted, and he's just got some little extra roots, but he doesn't look as green as the other guy, and for whatever reason he's just slower. And then this was my guy. Nope, that one's for Mama. This was my guy whose root was staying close, and it's growing, but it's still staying very close. So yeah, so we're gonna be moving on to bigger and better things. This is the one that I peeled, and it did seem to grow a tiny bit, but it's splitting in such a way that it's probably not happy, but that's okay because I have other beans in here. So very interesting news. Like I said, I've done this experiment with other classes, and so this one has worked. Thank you, assistant. So these are my beans that were soaked before, that were in the cup previously, that weren't really showing any signs of growth. And so in the Ziploc bag, they pretty much look the same. I've got one of them in here that looks like it might kind of have that little hump bump thing where the root's going to be coming out, but really not a whole lot going on. I'm not sure if it has to do with the cup method and the sliminess that was on those beans. Clearly she's upset that she doesn't get to hang out with me. And now there's the other one. It's great filming at home. It's the best. I love it. So anyway, thank you all for being wonderful students and not screaming at me and, interrupting me constantly when I'm making these. But, okay, so I put 4 fresh beans from my, random supply. There's not a random supply. My normal, usual supply of dried beans that I have in my home, because I'm cool like that. And let me tell you, not 1, not 2, not 3, but all 4 of my beans have got something going on. This is the least impressive of them all. You can see that little tiny guy right there. Yeah. That's it. Okay, moving up the ranks, this guy. Yeah. And then, between the two, it's hard to say. So this guy's got quite a bit going on, but he's actually still stuck in there, right? You see that? And then this guy is ready to go, right? So all 4 of them worked better in this. So clearly, bag method works 100% great, awesome. I did not expect those results. Like I said, I've done it with other classes before, and we haven't had every single bean sprout like we have before. I must have wonderful, beautiful, magical beans. And yeah, so again, if you have not had luck with this method, switch it up. If you can't, and this only took 4 days. 4 days, well, because, 4 days ago I posted my last video, in which I did this. And then, so that was Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today is Monday. So on the 4th day, I've got all of my beans sprouting, which is pretty cool. So now we know that I also have magical beans, and if you need them, yes, let me know and I'll bring some to you. So anyway, we're gonna be moving on to part 2 of our experiment. Yay! Right? So I don't have little Dixie cups like you guys, but I randomly found these in my home. So we're gonna go with that. So they're just little like cardboard cups. Very similar to yours. They're just not as cute. So anyway, I am going to be filling 2 of them up with soil. The soil that I gave you, right? Very exciting. And I'm gonna try to get it, it doesn't have to all the way be to the top, really, because you know, you need to split it between the 2 cups. So, and I think my cups might be slightly bigger than yours. So you can see I've left some room here at the top. And then, let me get my other one all filled it. All right, and then I've got an extra bag just in case, because I knew this would happen. I knew it would happen. But again, you guys, I think your cups are slightly smaller, so they should be fine. And if not, you just don't need that much. You can have more room at the top. It's not, no one's gonna die, right? Beans aren't gonna die. So here we have our 2 pots with soil. So for my 1st, 2nd, and 3rd graders, we are going to be carrying out our experiment in 2 cups with soil. My 4th and 5th graders, you may also be using 2 cups with soil. You may be choosing to do something else. So 1st through 3rd graders and 4th graders and 5th graders, keep on listening, pay attention. So I'm gonna take, I'm gonna take this bean, my little guy that first sprouted, because he's got a pretty good root system, but he's not like, you know, ready to rock it. He's not like a rock star like this guy. This guy, I kind of don't want to use him in the experiment because I feel like that wouldn't be fair, right? Because if I gave this guy a starting chance and this guy a starting chance, even if I put him in like not as optimal conditions, do you think he would probably do a little bit better, maybe even initially? Totally, 100%. This guy is like ready to go. He wants to be a legit plant. Whereas this guy, he's like, yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out. I'm thinking about being a real bean plant. I'm not sure yet. I don't know why I'm talking with this bean. Ugh, quarantine. So anyway, I probably would have done that in class, right? That's like normal Mrs. Wheaton personality stuff, isn't it? Anyway, so this is very scientific. I am just going to use my finger and I'm going to kind of press down in there, right? Make a little hole and stick the bean in. I want his roots to go down because that's the direction that roots go, right? And then I'm gonna just, so you can see him in there, I'm gonna cover him. Cover him back up. And leave him there. And then I'm gonna take another one that looks very similar. So I'm going to use these 2 guys from my bag experiment as my other 2, because like I said, this bean seems to have a pretty long root, but it's just stuck in there because of the skin. And this guy, he's all busted out and he's got a you know, pretty long one. So I am going to stick this guy, that little guy, into the soil, because again, he seems very similarly sized and ready to go. Again, I'm gonna make sure that his little root is pointing down. He's in there, and look at that, tilting the cup covered him up, and he's gonna be good to go. And now what I'm going to do, did my child steal my spoon? I think she did. So I had like a spoon, a regular old like spoon from your kitchen. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna do one of those a day. One little spoonful, drop it on there, and be good, right? And so then now that you're done with this, you are going to put one of them in a sunny spot in your house where it gets lots of good sun. Maybe it's right in a window. Maybe you're actually even setting it outside somewhere that it's gonna get lots of sun. It's up to you. And the other one needs to go somewhere dark. So if you have a bathroom that doesn't have windows, that would be a great spot. If you want to like tuck it onto a closet shelf, that's a great spot too. If you have like a shelf in your hallway, really anywhere that is not getting light from the sun is a good spot. Yes? Okay, so 1st through 3rd graders, you're all done. So now we're going to move on to my 4th and 5th grade friends. So 4th and 5th graders, you need to change one thing about your experiment. And if you don't have a sibling in 1st through 3rd grade, which is very few of you, you are going to need to come up with something other than light to experiment on. So what I chose to do, because I already have the light and dark experiment going, is I actually filled up one of these with sand. So the reason I chose sand was because I know, so my thinking, here's my hypothesis for the sand, is I'm thinking the sand will actually be a fairly good medium to pot my bean plants in, because sand does retain some moisture, right? So it will keep the beans somewhat moist, but at the same time, sand is actually used as an additive to many different types of potting soils to allow water to drain away a little bit faster so that it doesn't hang on to too much. So I'm thinking this is going to keep the bean as moist as it needs to be. It's not going to get too mushy moist, but it's also not going to dry out. And so I'm thinking it's going to be an optimal living condition for my bean plant. And I'm going to put it in the same spot as my other one, right? So they're going to be, these two are going to be paired together because I'm not changing how much light or water or what kind of plant food I'm giving them, right? The only difference at this point in time is the soil, right? And I don't have soil in this one. I have sand instead. So I'm going to pop my bean in there. That cute little guy, right? My super fancy scientific awesome finger hole thing. Yep. And then I'm just going to cover him up. And then when I get my spoon back from my lovely assistant, I will water them. All right. So that is the setup. And remember, so my 4th and 5th graders, if you haven't quite decided yet what you want to do for your experiment, Google stuff, see what there is out there. Maybe there's other YouTube videos on bean plant growing. I mean, this is a fairly common experiment for kids your age, so it could be, there could be lots of resources. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, like I said, I have sand available, so I decided to use sand because it wasn't too similar to what I had going on. And I don't want to waste cool beverages on my guy. You could do temperature of the water. Maybe when you water with really hot water, or, you know, put an ice cube in there. I don't know. Make sure that if you do ice cube versus like hot water, that the amount of hot water you're using is the same amount as what would be in the ice cube. So just lots of things to think about there. And you will be needing to fill out in your packet for your hypothesis, right? So we've got the question, right? So my question would be, will a bean plant grow well in sand, right? And my hypothesis is, yes, my bean plant will grow well in sand because sand not only retains moisture, but is also used in other types of soil to draw away moisture so that things don't get soggy and wet. So that is the research that I did. And like I said, I had sand not in my home. The kids have a sandbox, but I had that available to me, right? Because I'm not allowed to leave my house. What up? It's the best. So, that's what we've got going on there. I really hope that I covered everything. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I'm super excited to see how this goes, honestly, because maybe I could start growing my own beans. Like I said, I eat these things all the time. I actually just had them tonight. I made them from the dry ones because that's what I do. So, anyway, happy experimenting. I'm really looking forward to trying to figure out what we're going to do next after this, so that you guys can have more fun things to do during our super awkward quarantine time. It's really important. We just have to keep everybody safe and healthy, but at the same time, it's totally weird, right? None of us have done this before. It's strange. But anyway, I hope you're having a great time, not going stir crazy, being able to chat with your friends and stuff like that, even though we can't physically be together. So anyway, peace out, guys. Yay, beans! It's gonna be great. Okay, bye.